Hey guys, welcome back to Clockwork. Noodles here for another breakdown on the case study of Vanitas Part 2. Before we get going, make sure you guys are subscribed. On the channel right now, you can see my midway review. I have rated my top 3 OPs, EDs, and current anime standing of the period. We'll be very interested to see what your thoughts are on whether you agree or disagree. Hopefully you don't disagree too much. This season was pretty easy for me to rate. Very shortly, I will be also bringing to you guys my final review. In my final review, I'm going to tell you my top 3 anime of the period as a whole, and what I'm watching next season, things that I think you guys might be interested in, and anime that I will be breaking down as well on my own channel. It's going to be a very different season from this season, so I can't wait to explore it with you guys. There's a Discord channel too that gives you notifications to your phone whenever videos go up. A great place to be when there are delays. There will be some delays next week because it is my birthday. Vanitas and Dress Up Darling will both have delays. Make sure you guys are subscribed or on the channel so you know when that video will go up. It's just going to be a few days delay. My birthday is actually on the Friday. I'm away. I come back on Sunday. Sunday I have actually got a review to do, but I will do the anime that actually comes out on Sunday, and I will have to move everybody else to the Monday. Let's get on with episode 8. This is the 8th episode. We only have 4 episodes left till the end of the season. I really hope we get a second season because I don't think we're going to wrap up this entire franchise, this entire story, because it feels like we've just turned a corner into a even bigger plot line. We do actually get a bit of a cold open, which is then explained a little bit more later on. We see the white-haired boy, and I feel like it's the same white-haired boy we saw last week in the memories that Vanitas saw when he sees the vampire of the blue moon. There's a bit where there's a boy with him. It's interesting to see who that person is, because I theorized it was the brother, but now I'm not so sure. But that could be a really big twist if it is. This child seemingly has killed somebody. Initially, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I've put also, maybe they've just found a dead body. Maybe they found a crime. But with what happens at the end, it's definitely the kid is committing crimes. We've left one arc. We're into a new arc now. This week is a very different episode. We have a break in the extreme heavy content that we've had. First 7 episodes have been the heavy Chloe arc, action-based, expressive, everything. Everything was in your face. It was all fast-paced. It wasn't really focused on our main 2 characters, but the focus has now come back because Vanitas is in love. And I love how at first he thinks it's a curse. He's sick and he's refusing to eat, and Noe is panicking and he thinks he's gonna die. That's great. I love it. And the fact that love is the curse. To me, yes, I completely relate to him, but absolutely hilarious. I also want to take this time to announce I believe in Muir supremacy. I want this guy as a plush so badly. If they start making plushies of this, I want it. I want one of these. I also like this next bit because when you first fall in love, when you first enter that happy, gooey stage where everything is amazing, everything suddenly starts to shine bright. Everything is all happy and hopeful. The fact that Paris is literally sparkling in this next segment, it's a great way of getting that across. And the fact that Vanitas, he's sparkling. They're sparkling everywhere. I'm also really shocked. I was really shocked at first that he actually was in love. Last week, I think I initially told you guys I was a bit worried. He had said he only likes teasing Jean because of her reactions, and he said that if anyone falls in love with him, he wouldn't be in love with them. I was really worried. I actually thought he was going to do a 180 and be like, wait, she likes me, or I think because of that we had that kiss at the end. I was really worried that he'd suddenly just go off. He has finally found out what the devil love really is. It is quickly replaced by the absolute face of fear when he realizes that Roland is there. I also like the fact that he does turn around very quickly to apologize. And again, manners matter. I really am happy that Vanitas has got some manners to turn around and quickly apologise because he obviously bumps into somebody. I like that. I think there also might be a bit of possible cut content here. You guys will have to fill me in. Roland says that he and Vanitas went drinking. They had a drinking competition. We definitely didn't see that in the anime. Perhaps it was in the manga. Or it's possible that Roland is making stuff up to cover up the fact that this is actually Vanitas and they actually had a different kind of meeting. So you guys will have to let me know. Cut content or just a cover up. But also, I like the fact that it's still Vincent. Initially, at the start, this is Vincent, this isn't Vanitas. And of course, Vincent and Gilbert were Pandora Heart references because it was Vincent and Gilbert Nightray. They were both characters from Pandora Heart. Gilbert is obviously Noe, and Vincent is currently Vanitas. It's just a nice little nod if you know, of Vanitas and Pandora Hearts, same writers. Olivier may be handsome, guys, but no, he is no Dante. He is no Ruffian. But yeah, he has got nice hair. I like his hair. I'm very jealous of that man's hair. And the top hat. I like the top hat. Can we get Dante wearing a top hat? Is that possible? Can we actually have Dante wearing a top hat? I would flip. That make my week. If I see Dante wearing a top hat, I'm done. I'm happy. We have a break from our heavy content this week. It's all about love. It's all about getting advice on dating and love. Roland and Olivier were not the first people I would think would be the people we're talking to, but obviously, yes. Roland apparently has got fangirls, but he keeps getting dumped. And Olivier, of course, the heartthrob. It's also the first time that Roland gets very lucky and actually gets to spend some time from Vanitas. For once, he's not running away, because whenever Vanitas sees Roland, he just runs, because he doesn't want to be anywhere near him. I think we might be getting somewhere. Roland finally gets a dream come true to actually spend time with the person he really likes. Definitely a win for Roland, so I'm very happy that Roland gets to spend some time with the person he really wants to spend time with. Olivia's voice actually felt very familiar, but I've been looking through the My Anime list and I can't see anything that would ring out. Nothing stands out. The voice sounds so familiar. Jean has ample bosoms. That is our confirmation. Vanitas finally slipping up and saying, "This is inside my mind." I also suspect that both Roland and Olivier definitely knew he was talking about himself, because he did the whole typical, "Oh, this isn't about me, it's about this friend you see," and everyone's done that at some point. I would bet my money that both of them knew he was talking about himself right from the start as well. But it's a really nice moment, because even though it's played for a bit of a laugh and it may seem quite light compared to the rest of the stuff that's going on, Roland gets a chance to see the human side of Vanitas. He gets to look underneath the layers, the big wall that Vanitas actually puts up a lot of. It's very rare we get to see anything about Vanitas himself. He keeps himself to himself. He's got these really big high walls around him, which he does on purpose. It's a nice event just to see the two, if anything, develop a bit more of a relationship. And Roland also gets to see the hatred that Vanitas carries for his own self. He has very low confidence in himself, and he finds it impossible that people will fall in love with him because he's him. It's impossible. I'm revolting. There's no way anyone could love me. It is so sad, this moment, but it's also quite relatable, because most of the time, everybody is their own worst critic. I don't think this is how love works, but Roland trying to be the angel of love. God bless Roland for doubling down on his love to try and cover Vanitas for not loving himself. It's not how it works, Roland. Honestly, I found myself really liking Roland this week as well. He's definitely growing in my book. The best moment for me, though, however, is just the moment when Vanitas trips over when trying to run away and look cool. The whole backer, and then trips over, picks himself back up again and continues shouting the word backer over and over again. And then the perfectly timed hiss when Noe catches up. That moment there was comic timing for me. Really like that sequence. I don't know why. I like it just the way that he just falls over and then he gets back up again and continues and runs off again. I like that moment. That moment made me laugh. Also, Roland growing on me, because there's the moment when he says, "I can't abandon somebody in need." And we did see last week that Roland was the person who saved Astolfo. The last time we ever saw Astolfo was he was being carried by Roland in his arms. He sees the vulnerable side of Vanitas. He can see that Vanitas is actually cracking. And I like this because it means he's a very observant character. Initially, Roland came off to me as a bit too much. But now Roland is really growing on me, and we get to see that he's a very nice character where people really matter to him. He's very happy to look out for the people that really matter. We get information that Chloe is safe, but we don't know where she is. She's off the grid for now. I have a feeling at some point we will meet her again. Happy wrap up for that story. And the fact that she's off the grid is for her own safety. So the flip in the middle of this episode to go to Jean's side, I am so happy that it's actually a mutual feeling, guys. I was really worried that it wouldn't be mutual, but it is. Jean admires Vanitas, and the blushing and the trusting and admitting it as well. Just the moment when they go, "Oh." And then it's just that silence when they go, "Oh," again. Perfect responses. And then, "Oh my God, she's actually in love." And she just flat out admits it. She just admits it so freely. She's a completely different person. This is a completely new side of her that I wasn't expecting to ever see. I really wasn't expecting her to just come out of it in front of Domi, in front of Luca. And we haven't seen Luca for a while, so hello, Luca. My mind blew even more when Jean said she wants Vanitas. And not just in a wanting way. She wants him in the naughty way. She wants the whole package. She wants everything. Like, this whole section just escalates so quickly. It's a first date, but let's do more. Let's do the love on first date. Rest in peace, Luca, my dude. Luca's just gone above the rainbow and beyond. It's too explicit. He's gone. I just want to eat that rainbow. Perfect response. Luca's voice acting at that point. Perfect. Now, Dominique's initial actions when she starts talking about Noe was a bit of a weird one because it didn't make sense until the latest scene when we find out why she's acting the way she is. But I was confused because she seems to react and say that Noe had said that Jean was on his mind. I don't remember him ever saying that Jean was on his mind. Either I missed it or it was a very brief moment that was covered or it was an anger and they've skipped it. Let's go back round to where we began, right to that first scene. We see the white-haired boy from the start. But yes, this time he is seen as the villain. The white-haired boy is definitely the culprit. I don't know who he is yet. To be fair, I have seen some spoilers, but I've done my best to try and omit them from my brain. I remember this guy's name, but I've actually completely also forgotten the name of this guy. I don't think it was who I thought it was. I initially thought this was the brother, but it could still be, and he's going by a different name. There's a nice moment before this, though, where we have Noe admitting to Vanitas that he is thankful to meet him. And he's thankful that Vanitas is who he is. He could have turned into anybody. He could have been the same as Astolfo. He could have been facing off against him. So he is thankful that Vanitas is Vanitas. Simply just a moment because we know Noe overheard the low confidence conversation from before. And it's just his way of realising that he maybe needs to say something. Hopefully make Vanitas realise that people do love him. People do love knowing him. Let's talk about the twist because this twist was the jaw dropper. I didn't see this coming. This came so left field. I don't know if this is important, but it just grabbed me. This boy has a false arm. There's also a blade that comes out a bit Assassin's Creed-y when he stabs Dommy. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I'm pretty sure somebody said there was somebody who was a mechanic or somebody who was making things like this. I can't quite remember, but I have a feeling it's going to be a link to that character. Also, it is nice to note that Dommy completely refused to sell Noe out. Interesting, because what power does this boy have initially anyway to actually make that demand? And the fact that Dommy didn't kill him there and then. There must be something very powerful about this kid. He must be someone important or he has extreme power. Interesting to know as well, why was she in so much pain? Because also in that scene, Dommy seemed hurt or in pain when she started to think about Noe. A lot of questions starting to raise. Obviously, this is where we're going now. This is our next arc. We're sliding into a very dark arc. I don't know if Dommy is dead. It would be a shock if the anime has suddenly killed her off, but I also don't feel like they're going to kill her off. Noe is the one that the boy seems to be trying to lure. Not Vanitas, it's actually Noe, which makes sense because we were told that there's a string of vampire murders. Don't know if the kid is a vampire or not. I've got lots of questions. I've got some theories as well, but I don't want to give them away because I have a feeling if I do get the theories right, I could be spoiling something. Keep them to myself. Is Dommy dead? Who is the boy? And why does he want Noe? Is it just because he's a vampire and he wants to kill him? Another fantastic episode. I'm really looking forward to where we're going. It doesn't feel like this is something we can wrap up in 4 episodes, so I am really worried we might end the whole season on a cliffhanger. I hope they don't do that if they're not planning to do a season 2. The worst thing they can do right now is end it on a cliffhanger and Vanitas doesn't actually get a sequel. The only reason I worry about this is because Pandora Hearts never got finished, didn't animate anymore. It kind of got to a point and they just didn't do any more of the story, despite the fact that the manga was ongoing at the time. I actually read this one. I know everyone's gasping in the audience. I actually read manga, guys. I did actually read the manga for Pandora Hearts, but when I was initially reading it, it was still being released when I was reading it, and I got to a point and eventually forgot I was reading the manga because it was coming out so slowly. Whether they've actually finished the manga for Pandora Hearts, I don't know. It probably is by this point. I hope so. Nervous that they're gonna just leave it off on a cliffhanger. But we will see. You guys will have to let me know if the manga for Vanitas is actually finished or not. So have a good day, guys. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. Make sure that you're not like Vanitas. Make sure you are realising that you are amazing. I love you guys for who you guys are. You're anime people. Anybody who likes anime, I appreciate you for you because it means you're here listening to me also talking about anime because it's something you care about, hopefully. Have a good weekend, guys. Make sure you look after yourselves. Bye-bye.